I will never in my life settle for what I don't want. Will you ever settle for what you don't want? I encourage you to do it. Never settle for what you don't want. When you see what you don't want, work on it and make sure it is better than how you met it. And you put it in a position where, of course, you yourself, you want it that way. Hi, my name is Ujirole Mojibola and I am your Shoemaking Made Easy tutor. Today we are going to be reducing your family expenses on footwear once again by showing you how to create this beautiful platform heel design. This is actually going to be a wonderful time because we already have the first part where I taught on how to create the upper from start to finish, and today we are going to be going into the insole and the proper bottoming process. If you would love to reduce your family expenses on footwear, create a new stream of income, then this is for you. I need you to sit back and I'm gonna be right there. Alright, if you missed the first part of our heel, you need to definitely see the first part. Now, this is actually the second part. In the first part, we learned how to actually create this from start to finish. So, you can go check that out. So, we are going to move on to wrapping the insole. Now, I have already applied my adhesive. All of these we have done in the first part, so we are just continuing in this second part. I will encourage you, don't miss any of our live sessions. Please check the front and be sure that it has not rumpled. So you can see that. Now somebody will be wondering, so what is all these ones doing by the side of this? Watch the first part to be able to understand exactly why we did that. So I hope I am not interfering with this position, or I hope this will not be too small, but I will manage it. So I'm going to apply my adhesive all around it and then fold it. So while we wait for our adhesive to dry up, get to work on your outer sole. So I'm going to be using this particular sandpaper. You can see it's actually really very coarse. So I'm going to on all of the edges. Now I want you to know that you can make this at home, and that's why I'm showing you all these simple tools you can get. Wherever you're getting your material from, you can as well ask for a rough sandpaper. So take some time to do all of this. Make sure you attend to every corner. Just do the same thing for the two soles. So it's now dry. We are going to fold. I've done this severally on this channel, but for the sake of those who will love to see how this process starts from the beginning to the end, I decide to show us this part as well. So if you haven't subscribed to this channel, I encourage you to do so, especially if you intend to reduce your family expenses on footwear. Yes, on footwear. On footwear. So I'm going to can you see that it's not close to the edge? You must do it gently. Don't jump to this part, leaving all this one to come and pull. No. Keep pulling like that. Pull to yourself. Make sure the leather is very soft. Can you see it? The same thing on this side. You can see that I keep pulling it to myself. You see that? So I can use my scissors, or you get a blade or your utility knife to trim all of the pleats off, so we can go into lacing it properly. Yes, our package is ready. So you can see what I have right here. You can also see our insole is neatly finished and ready. So what we are going to be doing now is we're going to be using our shoe last to last. Now, if you are doing this at the comfort of your home, see, if it's your feet, you can decide to actually place it there and use it to last it. I have a video where I actually taught on how to use your feet to last at home. So you can comment. I would love to see the video on how to actually use my feet to actually last my footwear at home. And I will definitely share the link with you so that you can go check it out and see how you can comfortably do that. I comfortably use my feet to last, whether it's flat or a heel, or an heel rather. There is a technique to it, yes, and I can tell you that whatever will make your shoemaking expenses of course reduce is what we do on our channel. If you haven't subscribed, ensure that you subscribe. Oh, you want to see what this finally look like? Of course, I'm definitely going to show you. Just relax and we'll go right into it. So I know you're anticipating on what next, so we are going to go ahead. We don't have any issues with where to position now. If you don't know how to position, as I have always taught us, place your fingers on top of it this way. For this particular design, I'm using this part of my finger, and I'm also using this place. So I'm using this place and somewhere around here for it. So I'm going to just go ahead and place my shoe last. And then, you don't like, oh my goodness, God. I love the results. So you can see what I have right here. We have already guided ourselves on where to place it. So I'm going to go ahead and then place the front part first. That is the first part. Hold it very well. So somebody will be wondering, if it was my feet, how will I do this? Just comment the video on how to use my feet and I will definitely guide you. So I'm going to use this because I want to be able to quickly walk and show us what it finally look like. So you can see what I have right here. I'm using my size 40 shoe last. Yes, my size 40 shoe last works for me very well. So the next part is this back part. You come to it. We have already demarcated where all those ones will be. So you want to turn it this way. And then when I started the video, I'm sure I told us, I noticed that the leather was much, but I left it just for us to be able to see it. So you can see how much of it I need to cut off. So I'm definitely going to now cut with care so that you don't get to cut where you are supposed to use to last. So I'm still going to do a little bit of cut on this and on this. So just wanted to sit well. So you can see this part is folding. When you pull it, it will adjust itself. When you pull this also, it adjusts itself. So is that part you want to first of all pay attention to. So I'm trying to make sure that I don't have them overlapping themselves here at all. So I noticed this actually, but I left it just to show us. So subsequently, I've already marked my my pattern template, so I know where to stop if I'm working with size 40. If I want to use this for 42, I also know what to do, because the truth is that the pattern can actually be used for size 42. It can be used for size 41 as well, despite the fact that this is more like a so we have this here. So we are going to go ahead and finish this other part. I'm just going to spot on my glue. Now please, if you are a beginner, I will encourage you, don't use glue. Apply gum, your normal adhesive, your all-purpose adhesive. Apply it there and allow it to dry in case you might need to open it. And if you want to use the shoe glue, make sure you use in very little quantity. Yes, that's really, really important. Very little quantity. So you can see what I have right here. It's looking somehow. By the time you place it on the sole, you will see what it finally look like. So you can see the way I'm trying to pull it in. Pull it. I'm still pulling it here so that it doesn't crease from the edge, because it can also affect what you want to do. So I can cut this way. Can you see what we look like? Can you see what it look like? What we gonna be? Eh? Hey, come on now. Hey. Oh my God, my God, my God. I think I need to raise this up a bit so that we can be able to have a wonderful view of what it looks like. What do you think about this? Hey. So the next thing we are going to be doing now is just to bottom it. And now somebody will be asking, but are we not going to make sure that we use the grinding machine to do this and to do that? When you are at home and you don't have a grinding machine, this is what I would suggest. You see all these bulky one, trim them off. Trim them off. Trim them off. Trim them off like that. So trim them off. You understand? Trim them off. After I have done that, I'm sure you remember I was actually using a sandpaper on it initially. Pick up your sandpaper and begin to first of all work on all this middle. Now, for example, one thing you can do to this middle is cut out waddy and just fill in this part so that this place might not be swelling. And since it's even going to be here and your hand may not be able to reach the middle properly, so filling that in between will actually make it be able to sit properly on this. So this middle like this, we can just, in short, we can decide to fill it up with our leather. Nobody's going to beat us for doing that. I hope you understand what I'm trying to say. And if you don't want to, you can just use waddy. I will bring that out for us to see. So pick up your sandpaper, the very rough one. Use it to deface the back part so that when you apply your adhesive, anything that will not make it bottom properly, at this point, we have taken care of that. So we don't need this again. So I'm going to take my time. You will find out that the surface is already roughening it one way or the other. With this, you can definitely still bottom this at home and it will come out beautifully well. I hope you understand what I'm trying to say. So I'm going to take my time to do all of that. I'm not going to be using the grinding machine. And of course, I will show you. So I just want you to be able to see it. The possibilities inside it. I want us to be able to do this at home. Create this kind of heel at home. Yes. If you didn't see the first part of the video, make sure you go and see it. You can see the way I'm doing it. if you are making this and you want to sell to somebody, I'm going to suggest that you can go out, get somebody who has a filing machine, probably who is into shoemaking. Let them help you to grind all of it. Yes, you can actually do that. I told you this is mine, and I can comfortably use it to teach you how to make it at home. I will be rocking my heels and you'll be seeing it. So I'm going to do the same thing to the second one. Then we'll apply our adhesive and then bottom. All right, I was talking about using Wordy to fill this part up. So I've already applied my adhesive on it. So I'm just going to fill in that place a bit. And I've roughened all of this one. So you can see this is, some people call it breast pad. So you can get to a tailoring store, or some people call it haberdashery store, whatever English you understand. So I'm going to be using the transparent, that's what we call the PU gum. It's called chemical gum in Nigeria. You apply it and you're going to use heat. Now, in case you are going to be using this one, what I'm going to suggest you do is, first of all, apply it on it. Apply it on also the outer sole and leave it for a long while. Yes, leave it in short, if possible, in case it's the shoe you want to wear to church tomorrow. On Friday night, apply the adhesive on it. Let it be there all through to the following day. So on Saturday morning, apply it again. Yes, and then you can go ahead and heat a bit, like put it on a burner. If you have a hot gun, just put it on it just to make it hot a bit. Oh, then you can go ahead and arrange it and bottom it. But for this one, this is the process I am going to be using. I'm going to use my PU gum. Let me pour. We don't need really much since it's just a pair, and I do not want to waste it. So I find out that when you are using this one, you use less. So but this particular one, I find out that I used to have challenges with it when I use it. So I'm going to mix it with what we call hardener. Just trying to open the hardener. So this is the container of the one I bought. This is what it looks like. So I'm just going to put a little, you understand, maybe like 5 ml into that one that I'm using for, what did they call it, hey, into the one I'm going to be using to bottom, just one pair. So some of them are actually sold in this injection bottle. So I'm going to mix this one. Here is even my mixing rod. I've seen one here. So I'm just going to, so I called it's called hardener. So in case where you are, you can get it. This is actually Nigerian made chemical gum. So for it to bond more and for it to last, that's the reason I'm adding the hardener. It will make the two surfaces bond better. So you can see me mixing it. So I'm just going to apply it all over this. Now if you are going to use brush to apply this, be ready to condemn your brush. However, I'm just going to try and use one of my fingers. I know somebody will be saying, yeah, but that is not professional. I'm sorry to be disappointed. It's my shoe. So because it's your shoe, you must use your finger. I'm sorry. I don't want to have the adhesive all over this thing. Now you can use foam. I remember I have a foam here. See, I made something like this, but it has become very hard now. So it's not like if I try to use that, it will still be useful. So whatever you use to apply on it becomes useless, because it will become very hard, just because there's still there is hardener inside. So, and please don't let it be on the edge. If you see it there, clean it. Even it sticks to the hand and refuse to remove. I mean, it sticks to the finger. All these ones, I'm going to be cleaning them immediately. See the way it's going in between the holes, all those opening inside it. So I'm going to do this on the two outer sole as well as on the inner sole. Then I will show you how I'm going to be finally bottoming it. So I have already applied, it's dry, so I'm going to go ahead and heat. So you can see that I'm still holding the front part. So alright, thank you so much for joining us today, and this is what we finally have. I hope you love it. I hope you are going to actually try this, and ensure when you're posting it on your social media and you can tag us at Jibbyfemforte. Thank you for watching. I'm gonna see you in my next video. Bye.